So I'm working with a user who has some of my Palm devices, and the Palm shape, the hemisphere shape, really isn't working out for him. He'd really prefer to have a kind of a baseball bat or bat design similar to this one that I have. But the bat design that I have is just a little too big for his needs. And what I've heard time and time and again, and I always listen to my users, is that oh, I wish my power chair joystick could do this, or I wish it was more like my power chair joysticks. And that makes perfect sense because that is your primary interface most of the time is that joystick. You know the feel, you know its height and everything else. It just makes perfect sense. Well, at first I was thinking, do I recreate that and come up with a design? And I thought to myself, no, because I'm really not solving some fundamental problems. So the one fundamental problem is I want to better enclose the mechanism in here, and I want as close to a real power chair joystick as possible. So as usual, I went hunting on Amazon and I found, of course, replacement stick parts, some of them very inexpensive, and I started to do some modeling of a new design. So it is the Palm design, the Palm stick mechanism inside. I've cut out the hole larger to 30 millimeters across so that I could put this gator on it, the rubber flexible topping. It's already made, it does what it needs to do, and it's, like I said, it's relatively inexpensive. So that part will go on top like that. And then, of course, as a set, they sell these joysticks, which are kind of soft and flexy at the bottom. It's relatively flat. It's got a good height. It's a pretty, it's close to a standard size that folks are used to dealing with. Let me go grab my, see if I can find my EnviroCare stick. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, so, all right, back. So here's an older power chair stick, and here is this one. So you could see they're pretty close in size. The this replacement part actually has a flatter bottom, which is what my user was requesting. So that was a happy happenstance. And this is actually really, it's all one piece and it's quite smooth. It's got a good feel. There are no seams on it at all, which is another thing that comes up is seams on these devices. So what I have to do now is I have to design a 3D printed part that will interface between the joystick, which is that little part there, and the circular, and I believe these are pretty standard at about 5 millimeter holes for the sticks themselves. So I'll have a little adapter piece that will fit in here that will make the transition between this and this. And with any luck, it will work out, and I think it will look pretty slick. And the great thing about this too is that the cost for me to print this big stick is really about the same cost as me purchasing these replacements. So it's not going to be some giant price increase or things like that. It's one of the reasons I try to use off-the-shelf components or COTS, commercial off-the-shelf components, as much as possible, because they could save a lot of time and frustration. And frankly, they're often much cheaper. So here we go. I think that these prototypes are going to be in dark black. This is like the Darth stick or something. So more to come on that. I'll be working on the adapter part today.